Greetings metalheads and welcome to another edition of the Friday 13th YouTube channel. If you've subscribed, thank you very much. If you haven't, please do, it's free, you've got nothing to lose. I'd like to thank everybody who has watched my interview so far, listened to some of them. So today I've just had the pleasure of interviewing Mario from the band Serious Black. Now the band are about to release their new album, released on AFM Records on February the 25th, and it's called Vengence is Man, which is a fantastic album and also features new singer Nicholas, who's also in the band Eden's Curse. So Mario, thank you for doing this interview. Thanks also to Judith, the chef, for setting up the interview. Thanks, Judith. And if anybody would like to subscribe, please do, like I say, and please share this interview on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and any other social media sites. You're more than welcome. Thanks for watching. Be safe, metalheads, and I'll speak to you soon. Cheers. Right then, I'd like to thank Mario from the band Serious Black. Thank you, Mario, for doing this interview. How are you?
Well, I'm actually fine so far. So a lot of stress and a lot of interviews and promotion is running right now. And we are actually, I think, 20 days, nearly 19 days in front of the release. So the pressure on the record is coming now, and a lot of interviews and stuff like this. So, but I feel good, and it's a very good album. So I'm really cool so far.
Brilliant. So congratulations for doing this. For a great new album. I really like it. So we've actually done an interview before. We did an interview for the album Mirror World. So that's some time ago.
Yeah, well, I think it's already 5 years past, something like this, right? 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
Something like this.
So that's the first time.
It's always nice to see known person again, right?
Yeah. So how's things been with you since lockdown? Have you been coping with lockdown okay, COVID?
Well, on me, it's COVID. Well, it was, if you remember, or if people remember, we were in front of the lockdown, or in front of COVID. We were touring with Hammerfall, right? We were done with the tour, and 4 days later, the whole world turned into a lockdown, right? So I thought first it's just a period, a small part, about a few months or something like this. But now we have 2 years nearly the COVID situation. So really strange situation actually.
Yeah. So let's just talk about the band. I mean, growing up as a child, Mario, which musicians inspired you to become a bass player, and was the bass guitar your first instrument?
Well, for me it was like this, that the bass actually, it was my first instrument what I was playing, right? And of course I learned a little bit afterwards to play acoustic guitar, right?
Yeah.
And till I was 14, actually, I want to be soccer player, right? Or football player. So I listened to heavy metal music, but I was not focusing on being a musician or something like this. So I jumped really, really late into the music industry, or in playing an instrument and stuff like this, and it worked out so far, and I'm really happy about it.
Right then. So, which musicians inspired you to become a bass player? Which bass players did you look up to and go, "Wow, these guys"?
You mean what are my idols or something?
Yeah.
Like this, right? Well, actually, I don't think I have an idol, So. On me, it's like just one thing, two categories of humans existing, right? And that's me and the others. So I don't have actually either a bass playing or something like this. Of course, Steve Harris is a fantastic player, right? And of course, I'm watching also some Chinese small kids who are playing fantastic, right? So I'm not an icon or Corey Fay or something like this in bass playing. So me, yeah, my favorite slot actually is the management, booking, and sound engineering. And, I play bass because I have fun and I play this what I want to play and what I could play, but I'm not this type of bass player who is rehearsing, yeah, every day 8 hours or something like this. Because I think, take the phone, let's have 8 hours call. Uh, I reach more than I play bass the whole time, right?
Yeah, I remember when I interviewed you the first time for the Mirror for the album, the Mirror World. I think you said that you were influenced by Susie Quattro or something.
Yeah,
Was it
well,
something to do
Susi
with your mum or
Quattro.
something?
No, 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 no. Actually, it was like this. That Susi Quattro, when I was focusing on football, on soccer, and stuff like this, and well, as two guys asked me, on the school, they are searching a bass player. I remembered that my mother was a huge Susi Quattro fan, and she gets from her grandpa, she gets a bass guitar with a small amplifier and stuff like this. And this I was remembering, and that was the reason why I told them, I want to try to be a bass player, right? And well, this is the story with the Susi Quattro, but for me, it's like this that I always like to make something special. For me, it's nothing to work actually with a boss and somebody's telling me what I'm doing and stuff like this.
So
So,
what was the first band you actually got into? What was your first band you joined? What age was you?
well, it was actually a school band, right? And then after the school band, I jumped into a band. It was a punk band, and the name was Kack Stop. So it means stop shitting, right? And the logo of this band, it was like a dog shit, where
Yeah.
flies are circling around, and then you have the sign around like a traffic sign, where was a dash through it, and it was Kack Stop, stop shitting. So actually a really stupid name. And then yeah, well, I found it very, very early. I think it was nearly 17 years. I was just turning to 17. I think I founded the band Emergency Gate, and with Emergency Gate, well, we played till 8 years ago or something like this. We toured with Creator, we toured with Mercenary, we played big festivals, and in China, we were kind of superstars. Yes.
So which band was this?
This was Emergency Gate. We played also in the Coco Club in London.
Oh right, okay. So
So this was, but this was a kind of a mix between Children of Bodom and Flames, something like this.
right then. So which record company released that album?
Well, the first album we were Universal in Benelux. Then we turned to Single Wolf SPV, and well, then we were on Sykes Music, and yeah, well, a long story. This was nearly 20 years ago, right, or over 20 years ago, where we founded the band, and we were releasing, and yeah, well, it was a funny time. But of course, now on Sirius Black, I was always listening to a kind of power metal actually, and of course I also listen to Children of Bodom and In Flames and stuff like this, part wise. But actually, my ground, or my bottom, when I listened to or started listening to heavy metal or rock music or something like this, it was of course Guns N' Roses, Motley Crue, Metallica, and then I switched into the power metal direction. And Avantasia, Halloween, Hammerfall, and stuff like this, And, yeah, well, this is actually my music. And
Did you ever get influenced by American power metal bands? Was there any American power metal bands that you influenced you? Was it just European ones?
I have really to think about
Was you influenced by
how.
people like Hellstar and Omen and Fate's Warning, Liege Lord, and them sort of bands?
Fate's Warning is a little bit groggy, right?
Yeah.
So
They
it's
actually they
actually
actually started out as a power metal band, more power metal than the early stuff. But yeah,
yeah.
they are.
Well, of course, Crimson Glory. I listen between and stuff like this, and of course Camelot, but Camelot is symphonic,
Yeah.
is symphonic metal, right? I worked for Camelot as well, and well, but actually, I'm really based on European power metal bands. Of course, then if you talking about US bands, like I said, Motley Crue, I like Bon Jovi. I saw Bon Jovi many times live and stuff like this, and also Guns N' Roses. And Guns N' Roses, I 2 times I saw them live, and this is actually something like now you call it glamour rock or something like this, but well, actually, yeah, but this is my roots to heavy metal, right?
Right then, so the Serious Black, I mean, you formed back in 2014, I believe, with Roland Grappu. How did you meet up with Roland?
But again,
Your band formed in 2014, Serious Black, I believe. How did you meet up with Roland Grappu to form this band? Because you met at a festival, didn't you? Got talking about
yeah,
the
well,
pot.
on me, and I was a long time in this business, as sound engineer, tour management, and yeah, well, I worked for a lot of big bands in worldwide, and well, me and Roland, we were working together with Masterplan actually, in booking, and I was the sound engineer live, and I was doing the tour management, and in the yeah, well, when we were in Spain on the 23rd of August, it was my birthday, of course we had some party, and yeah, well, I thought when why we don't found a band, so because also the first members of Serious Black, right, we were talking together, but we never met on the same place, so, and then I said, okay, probably we should start, and first everybody, also Toman and stuff like this, they were really surprised, we just had the idea, to found a band between friends and stuff like this, and yeah, well, and we did the way, and 3 weeks later, we were already sitting in Munich in the studio to write some songs. So it was actually really cool.
Right then. So the first album was Daylight Breaks. I mean, you got Urban Breed, because I know I've been to old band, Tad Morose. I'm good friends with Chris, the guitarist. So how did you hook up with Urban?
Well, on Urban, but we when we founded the band, we had Toman on the drums, Grabowski, I say always Grabowski on the guitars. We had Jan on keyboards, right? We had Dominic Sebastian on the guitars, me on bass. So we were searching a singer, right? And of course, we were searching, and suddenly Toman come up with the idea with Urban, because he released in this period, I think, the Trail of Murder album, and well, we were listening to it, and Urban had of course, Urban is a fantastic singer, right?
Yeah.
Out of question, right? Yeah, so we contact him, or we contact first her daughter, and yeah, well, then we get in touch with him, and yeah, well, he wanted to do it, and that was how we found together all, yeah, all 6 persons.
So why did Roland leave after the album then? Because he was too involved with Masterplan.
You mean Roland now? Why
Yeah.
he was?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it was actually yeah. Well, as such a long time ago, the point was following when we get the offer of Hammerfall, to tour with them through Europe, and yeah, before this, Roland was on tour with Ed Guy with Masterplan,
Yeah.
and he gets out of this tinnitus, tinnitus with the ears, that you have
Yeah.
always
Yeah,
you
tetanus.
know,
Yeah, yeah.
and the doctor said, yeah, probably it's not good, you know, to go now on tour, you know, because he needs Roland need his ears, right? He is working also in the studio, and yeah, well, he's also awesome musician and stuff like this. So this was the reason, and then of course, told him a few days in front of the tour, he had a back issue, and yeah, well, he has also to go to the doctor, and the doctor said no, you can't play. So we had to, of course, to search a replacement for the tour, right? And then Bob was jumping in at Canciones and on the guitars, and then Rami jumped in for this tour, you know. And after this, we played a few festivals together, you know, the regular lineup, you know. But of course, then the master plan working was going on, and yeah, well, it was strange situation, and of course, then Truman has had his back issue still, you know, and yeah, it was a really difficult, yeah, difficult period, you know, for us in the beginning already, and well, but now I think we have a stable lineup with Nicola now on the on the vocals, and I think it's all running. And we are doing this what we how we started. You know, we do power metal. You know what I mean? Not with the proggy rock elements and stuff like this. And I think a lot of people appreciate this.
Yeah, so the first album, As Daylight Breaks, did it sell well for you as for a debut?
Well, what again? What is Mr. System that breaks?
The first album, As Daylight Breaks, was it a successful album for you in sales?
Yeah, yeah, of course. Instead of breaks, it settled very, very well worldwide. And yeah, well, it was, we were actually flashed when we get the call from the record company, and they said, wow, what we expected worldwide, you know, you sold already now in Germany, and well, we get our first chart entry in the official album charts, right? It was really, really great, actually.
Right then, so the second album, the Mirror World, you got Bob from Firewind in the band. How did you hook up with Bob?
Well, Bob jumped in the on the daylight breaks tour, right, with Hammerfall, and he stayed till Magic, actually, right.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, we now he's a kind of back, right, in the team, in the band, and yeah, well, with Bob working, you know, it's yeah, it's great. You know, we are on one equal level. You know what I mean? We know exactly what the other party wants, and stuff like this. You know, also when he's creating some keyboards, orchestra stuff and stuff like this, he knows exactly what's the taste, how he has to work with the melodies, with our songs and stuff like this. You know, and Pop is a really fantastic guy.
So has he actually left Firewind? Has he left the band now? Has he just concentrated on you guys?
Well, as far as I know, Bob quitted Firewind. I think one year or 1.5 year a year ago, right? And
Yeah.
Bob wants to concentrate on his label. He wants to concentrate on his studio, incomplete, you know. And well, but this is actually I'm the wrong partner to talk about this
Yeah.
situation, because uh, you know, Bob one would tell you, yeah, well, his story I think incomplete, so I'm actually not the guy for talking about the Bob Firewood situation.
No, it's fine. It's just that some fans may be wanting to know why I left Firewind, so I thought I'd ask
Ah,
you.
well,
Yeah, yeah.
these are questions you have to talk with Bob directly.
Okay then. So the Mirror World. How well did that album sell for you? How successful was it?
Well, I think the Mirror World, it was also a very good album, you know, and yeah, well, we charted with this also in Germany, in Switzerland. We had some um, international chart entries in the iTunes online charts and stuff like this. So, well, but actually, it was the first album where we were not playing a support tour. You know, we did everything on our own, right? And, yeah, well, it was also a fantastic album with Castor Skies on it, and Heartbroken Soul, for example, fantastic songs, right?
Yeah, because I mean the next album, Magic's got a really, really good cover. I really like the artwork for that album.
Well, this was actually a concept album. You know, he's talking. It's telling from the beginning, from the first song till the last song. You know, it's telling one story. It's like a fairy tale. You know, about witches and magician, and, about their love, and about the yeah, all around this when she gets burned and stuff like this. It was a very, very, very great. It was actually it's a kind of a theater, right? You can bring it on a theater stage actually.
Right.
So
Okay.
it was really nice. You had the special limited box, you know, with a Ouija board and tarot cards and stuff like this. So it was really, really great made. Yes.
Do you think that's dangerous having a Ouija board in a box set?
Yeah, well, I don't know if you have the Ouija board. So,
I wouldn't use a Ouija board. No, thank you. Too
come
dangerous.
on. Come on.
That's a really, really good album. I mean, was the artwork for these albums done by Stan W. Decker? Has he done the artwork for you guys?
No, the artwork was done by Erki. By Erki, it's a Finnish guy, so the magic one.
Right, it's a
It
really
was,
good album cover. Yes, I mean
yeah.
you've been with AFM Records from the very first album. You must have a very strong relationship with the record label.
Well, actually, it turned out in a kind of family. You know, familiar. Yeah, acting between two parts. You know what I mean? Um, we are working really close with AFM together. So especially we sit right now with Ralph or with Niels, and yeah, well, they become yeah, let's say a kind of friend or something like this. You know, we have not just a good relation in business wise. You know what I mean? We are talking also about private things, and that's actually very good. You know.
Brilliant. Okay then. So how long do you think you'll be with the record label? Have you extended your label contract?
Well, we had actually a record deal with about I think 4 albums in the beginning. So this the first contract was ending, you
Yeah.
know, in on the 226, right? And then we extended the album, the contract for 2 more albums. So after this, we have one option left, and then we will see. But let's see what time is bringing. But I think I will stay away.
So when you look back at all your old albums you've done with Sirius Black, do you have a favourite album and why?
Well, I think about to talk about albums. You know, it's really it's really hard, you know, because on each album, of course, are songs what you prefer, what you not prefer, what probably are weaker in your mind, and stuff like this. But I think that Starlight Breaks was really, really a fantastic album. And I think on the same level, or probably a little bit higher, is now the Vengeance is Mine. You know, this is but not because I was writing so much songs and lyrics for it. It's just, you know, the how the band melts together. You know, on this album, especially on Vengeance is Mine, so many shit was happening in the last years, where we put everything in one basket or in one cup, you know, to mix it up and bring it out, you know, on the real life. And well, it's actually a really personal album for me and for the band, you know, because I had a rule 23 years ago. I swear to myself, I never I split the music industry business with my private life. And now I broke this rule, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this will be the first and one time I ever do it. I will never do it again, but on this album, I had to do it. You know, this is and of course when we have interviews, you know, always to have some flashbacks and stuff like this. This is a kind of really cruel, actually.
Right, okay. And so who came up with the name Sirius Black? Whose idea was it to call the band Sirius Black?
Oh, the most people are asking us, has the name Sirius Black something to do, right, with Harry Potter, right? And then I say, I'm smiling, and I say, yes, you're right, because actually it's the truth, you know. We founded the band. We were in the studio. We created the first songs, right? And yeah, well, then Hammerfall was calling and said, "Hey, we want to bring you on tour with us, right? But you need in 2 weeks a name, a homepage, the first lyric video and stuff like this." And yeah, well, um, so we started, you know, and well, we had a list with I think 120 stupid names, right? Like Astronomicon, whatever. But this was crazy, you know. This was on some names, you know, it was more stupid than Kackstops, shit stop, right?
Yeah.
This was crazy. And then yeah, well, it was. Yeah, it was the autumn, you know, and like every year, you know, the Harry Potter yeah, parts were running in the TV, right? And well, we were sitting down on a Skype meeting all together, yeah, right? And suddenly Toman said, well, he was watching actually Harry Potter right now, right? And I said, yes, it's cool. I had also a few on the TV, and he said, well, the name Sirius with I written, right? This would be sound. This sound would sound perfect, right? And then I was coming up with, oh, well, this is 100% copyrighted on Warner, right? So I said, but let's do a board game. You know what I mean? Let's do serious
Something
play,
with
right?
something with a twist.
Yeah, with the twist, yes.
Yeah.
And I checked it immediately in the internet. The name was not saved. It was not on yeah, that you had a patent. You know, I don't know if you know a patent. Patent is the correct. You could yeah, bring it up as your idea, as your brand. You
Yeah.
know, so I was already in this evening. We managed everything to get the homepage, the homepage. You know, we get the email addresses, we get the name and stuff like this. So we're working, and so Sirius Black was born, actually.
So who came up with the logo for the band?
Well, the logo, it was really great because I had a friend in Italy, you know, it's Daniel, and from Archetype Design, you know, he's a very fucking great guy with drawing and stuff like this. And I said, hey, let's see here, this should be a power metal band, and we need for this a logo, right? And he said, okay, I try. And the first draft, it was already 100% where I said, yeah, let's go with this.
Excellent. Yeah, it's weird that because I actually own a Sirius Black promotion T-shirt, and it's a black T-shirt with a black logo. You can't even see the band name.
No, well, you see it because it's glossy or something like that.
Yeah.
But, you know, because I was wondering also when I get a promotion T-shirt as well of it, right? So I was really first time. So very nice. Nobody can see it.
Yeah, it's kind of like, what the fuck? It's a Metallica album.
Hey, you see, just a snake. The snake we're missing, right?
Yeah.